Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at the Des Moines. This is the Tier 10 American Heavy Cruiser, and we're running with a fellow Des Moines commander, Tankerkiller. This is a standard battle, and it's going to go real bad. Really bad. And stay to the end because we do get an opportunity to try and bring it back, and it's pretty entertaining, especially how well Tankerkiller and I end up working out together. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. My build is on the screen. Yes, that is exactly what my build is. It works very well. I swapped out the massive AA for radiolocation when they changed it over. It doesn't really do what it used to do, and radiolocation works very well with radar. You can detect the location of the target, sail over to them, radar them, and possibly kill them. And then on top of that, the Des Moines does operate pretty close to the front, so, it was a win-win for me. Now, initially, I was going towards the east side of the map. As you can see, most of my team went there, and I didn't like that. There's no point. If we all go on one flank, the enemy will just push the other flank, and they'll win either way. All they need is a couple players who are going to slow down our progress on the east side to the point where the west side will be overrun in no time. So, me being the practical player, as many of you already know, I tried to go where my ship was most needed. And in my eyes, the most needed area on this map is the west side because nobody's defending it. And there are quite clearly enemy ships that have already pushed up a rather significant amount. We've seen 3 already. The Asashio's there as well. I am immune to the Asashio torpedoes, so I do appreciate that. He's never going to send them at me unless he doesn't know that or it's on accident. Regardless, we have to try and hold off this onslaught. So we're just going to open up right off the bat on this enemy republic, because if we don't, there won't be enough damage to keep up with the required enemy ships moving into the area. We just can't actually kill them fast enough. And with this position, there's only one ship that can actually fire on me. That's another key bit here. The reason I really fired my gun is because it's 1 versus 1. And yes, he can overmatch my angles, but he's got to do that first. And I think that if I use all of my skills in the Des Moines to the best of my ability, I should be able to deal with him. And oh, of course the enemy Minotaur shows up. Gonna fire the last of HE, switch to AP, hoping to get a broadside on this guy before he can hide. He is trying to hide the fact that he is broadside, and oh man, just barely outside of my radar range. Don't really want to go back and test it, because as you can see, this is a really bad situation. But we won't be able to finish off the Minotaur, so I just transitioned back over to the Republic, looking for a fire or 2. My team is kind of bogged down. There's an enemy Smolensk camping behind an island on the southeast side of the map. As you might imagine, that's pretty scary for anyone. Only real play is to try and get a flank and torpedo, and that's being closed up pretty quickly by the GK and the Asashio. So we really just have this one area of the map where we can do something positive. And I'm positive that I really would love this Cleveland to show a perfect broadside so my AP could punish him, and I switched to AP expecting that he would open up. Obviously he doesn't. He's actually played the game more than one time, so he realizes going broadside against the Des Moines, not a good play. I've at least heard that. So, I'm just stuck firing HE, which is fine in the Des Moines. But my team's in a weird spot. They're not pushing very far on the southwest side of the map, and there is an enemy battleship in the center, and the San Luis, of all ships, is so brazen that he sails right up to the island, parks at point blank, and he's using main battery reload on cooldown. And I, of course, hate that, so I'm going to return fire, but also angle as much as I can. I really need to try and minimize the incoming damage. And we opened up too much for that Tirpitz. He was able to get a Citadel, and the only reason I was open that much is to try and do damage to the San Luis. So I'm going over here. Can we just kill something? Because there's a lot of ships on our doorstep knocking, and I don't think that I really want them to actually visit us. In fact, I just want to close the door and walk away. But I don't really have that choice. So I'm just trying desperately to slow them down so they don't immediately try and capture the base. And I'm looking over there, looking at the GK, and I'm going, why is he still 50% life? There's at least 10 ships on my team that are in range to shoot him. And of course, the friendly Kitakaze torpedoes the kid out of existence. So I'm going, oh, for real? This is how it's going to go down? It's going to be one of those ugly losses where nothing is done right and you're forced to watch as you slowly die. And I hate those losses. So I'm still moving away. Team's done a good job of defending the immediate threat, but the GK is still alive in the center of the map on both flanks. And who do you think he chooses to shoot? Not the Alabama, not the GK, not the Zhao. No, he shoots me. Because he hates me. And probably because he recognizes my name. But he absolutely hates me. And I hate that he chose to shoot me because I'm just going, come on, man. Can't you see that this game is already so terrible to the point where I can't believe we've gotten to this stage and we're still alive. It's 10 minutes in. It's equalized on either team, but someone is trying to capture our base now. And that someone, it's probably the only DD that's alive on the enemy team, and that's the Asashio. So I need to try and move back into range to radar to move him off the cap, because if I don't do that, who else will? Maybe Tankerkiller, but there's no one else capable of doing that on my team. And one of the best ways to improve your team's success rate is to recognize what you do really well and make sure you do that for your team. Because if you're not doing that, what's the point of you playing that ship? So if I was the Des Moines and I had a radar build, if I didn't use it to try and move someone off, I would be hurting my team. So that's exactly what we're going to do. But that's also going to set us up to be close to these battleships, this Cleveland. There's an enemy Minotaur that's in the area, and I do believe that's the Minotaur in that smoke. Our team has pushed well southeast, well far away from anything of any meaning whatsoever. I love the focus by my team to try and kill targets so far away from their objective that they leave literally everything else wide open. All in an effort to try and kill players that are literally retreating back to the J line of all lines. Like that's a real threat, right? Regardless, we're trying. And we're moving back, and teammates are falling too. Thankfully, we have Tankerkiller, who chooses to use his radar, so I don't really have to use mine on this one. So I'm just going to get in position to fire my guns, as you would expect, noting the location of the Republic, because I am basically broadside to him, and I am risking in order to move this guy off. But the team successfully does move him off. He's going to have to come back and try and capture it again. We've done what we wanted to do. We don't need to do anything else here. We need to survive because our team needs us. Because clearly, the team itself is really bad at making good decisions. Collectively, I would say they suck. So, moving away from the threat that is the Republic, friendly GK seems to be going directly in. We lose the friendly aircraft carrier. The Zhao, who tried desperately to try and push down into Smolensk and kill whatever's there, he gets killed too. Big shocker there. Right, so there's only 5 ships left, 2 cruisers, 3 battleships, but the 2 cruisers that are left have radar. And because they have radar, we can pretty much deal with anything possible if we're in the area and able to help our team. This Republic's taking good damage. Team's doing a good job, and I'm just taking stock of what's going on. Okay, so we got the turrets in the background, enemy Republic right here. As I was turning away, I had to regain the range in order to engage the Republic. He's just outside of my legendary Des Moines. And the GK, he's just too far forward. I can't help you. You're gonna die. And hopefully he can kill the Republic before he dies, because boy, that would suck. I can't believe he's still alive, by the way. Secondaries are going off, both from him to the Republic. He gets a shot off, I believe, right before. Mutual destruction. That was a great trade. And in this circumstance, it was wonderful. It was well above what most of my team had been doing up till. I love that he was able to get a 1-to-1 trade. But that doesn't mean that this is over. This is just the beginning. I mean, we have just started trying to bring this back. Tankerkiller gets an awesome kill on the Minotaur, and the Minotaur just, he was too close, too clunky. The Des Moines is just a monster at killing stuff like the Minotaur, and I'm trying my best to minimize the Turpit's damage. Remember, I've got 27mm. His 380s will not be able to pin me if I angle the 27. And if I maintain good angle across the whole ship, he's just going to ricochet. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to fire HE on cooldown, looking some fires. I'm willing to dip in and out. Now, notice I turned away from the ship. I expected that he had a long reload, but one thing that really confirmed that the strat was good in order to angle away, his back guns, they're rotating the opposite direction and they can't actually be fired. So he's really only using his front guns on me right now. Huge advantage for me. And we're just trying to relight a fire on this target while also running away because, you know, there's only 7 enemy ships left. You know, no big deal, right? And once again, incoming shells, angle away, keep it as angled as possible, ricochets. He needed to locate it at the superstructure or switch to HE. As it is, he's burning. Meanwhile, Tankerkiller just knocked out another enemy ship. Alabama comes in and gets the kill on the Turpits. Don't really appreciate that, but I noticed that Tankerkiller is in point-blank range with the Asashio. Pretty hard to kill the Des Moines in point-blank range with the Asashio. He should easily be able to deal with this. Meanwhile, the Lion, the Smolensk, and the Worcester from the east side of the map are now coming towards our base. So I'm going, what? Why? Why is this happening? But clearly Tankerkiller took out that guy. Great kill, by the way. And somewhere on the west side is the Shokaku. And that's it. There's nothing else over there. So what I do is I tell, hey, Tankerkiller, go over and kill the enemy CV. I'm going to try and slow down the eastern side of the map. I mean, we've got to try. It's like the only play possible because we're really in a huge deficit. We probably need every single kill at this point to even have a chance. If we don't go after the aircraft carrier, there's nothing that will. So that's exactly what he's going to go do. Really appreciate the teamwork, but this is going to mean that I personally will have to play better because I'm going to be more on an island. If you get yourself in a situation where you have multiple enemy ships coming at you, you've got to really gauge when you can take and when you have to hold your fire. Because when you can choose to fire your gun could be the difference between winning and losing. You know, every second counts. In order to cheat that, you really have to just go with what you're seeing, whether the player is slightly out of position or, you know, millimeters or inches away from detecting you and firing on you versus being behind an island. You have to go for broke. You need to. Otherwise, you lose. I mean, quite literally, we have 3 minutes to try and figure out this puzzle box, and I don't even know that 3 minutes is enough time. And of course, Smolensk, we've got the Worcester, and of course the Lion, who, conveniently, is actually behind the island. So he can't see me, so I'm going to fire off a couple of AP broadsides, and it looks like he wants to play with his throttle, so we got to lead him in the reverse, lead him forward, lead him reverse. Looks like he's capable of dodging, and so annoying, he's just too far away. The shells take too long to get there. He has plenty of time to juke us, and, you know, that's a weakness, but we've got to go with it, right? We have no choice. These guys are unrelenting going after the Alabama, and I appreciate the Alabama contributing his life. The fact that they're shooting the Alabama, not me, it's giving me a free opportunity to work on this. And yeah, y'all, oh yeah, they're about to switch their focus on us, and we need to be careful. And Worcester, turret traverse instantly on us. Smolensk as well. Gotta angle. We have to try and mitigate. But the Worcester, being a little cocky, he's opening up a broadside, and you don't want to open up a broadside to a Des Moines. And I'm a little cocky here too. Oh, we're just gonna instantly citadel him. Okay, we didn't do that. Well, we'll have to do it again. And this is where I'm vulnerable to fire from the Lion. I need to try and kill the Worcester, so then I can angle appropriately to the Lion. Finally, the Worcester's dead. And notice that the Smolensk, he's not really interested in engaging us. Tankerkiller's over there working down his aircraft carrier, and the Smolensk is actually trying to get as close as possible while also capturing it. Oh, of course, The Lion firing HE sets us on fire. It's the last heal of the game for us. We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and I don't know how we get out of this. There's way too much health there on him. We've obviously got the aircraft carrier that's still alive. Tankerkiller's in between a rock and a hard place, and that Smolensk, his health is not budging. So you know Tankerkiller is giving all of his attention to the aircraft carrier. He finally takes the Shokaku off. Good job, Tankerkiller. But now he's got to deal with the Smolensk. The only thing that he has in his advantage is the Smolensk is underestimating him. He's showing too much side, and if you show too much side, you're liable to get taken out by AP. Don't do that. Don't ever underestimate. And we're using Halsey. We actually earn Confederate, which gives us a reload boost. Tankerkiller is in a fight for his life, man. He's got it. If he gets this kill, we have a chance. We have 40 seconds left. He gets the Smolensk. Oh no, the Smolensk kills him. So now I've got 30 seconds left. I need to survive. Of course, fire set. Gotta put it out. We should be immune to the next fire set, and somehow we are alive. And all I have to do is get the kill before he fires back, and we do get the kill. Somehow, coming back completely. Tankerkiller, Notser, Des Moines duo. Yes, just amazing. I can't believe we were able to come back in that game. And for the game to come down to 160 life, that's crazy. For it to be that low and that close to the end of the game, all the enemy team had to do is just defend. And they didn't, and it cost them. They underestimated us. They did no cap kill all, and all they needed to do was just take the lead that they already had and pull back because our team had failed so hard. But Tankerkiller, wonderful play. He obviously got Kraken Unleashed on the other side, but both of us needed to be good in order to win. I don't think if we stay together, we have that same outcome, and that was awesome. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of my content, you can click the most recent or the most relevant upload. You could also choose to subscribe to my channel. We do daily World of Warship videos, first impression, how-to, news, and review related. My North American recruit invite is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.